Hey, what's up guys, this is Bravo, and today I have a very special video for you. I'm bringing you the final control schemes and controller settings, the layouts that you'll be playing when Halo 4 comes out. Now, first of all, let's get right into it. Everybody wants to know about Bumper Jumper. Now, when I was visiting 343, I talked to them about the Bumper Jumper controls and just how important they are. And originally they were going to have two different Bumper Jumper options, but it looks like they've decided on just this one, which everybody seems to be pretty happy about. Of course, you have jump on the left bumper, right bumper is melee, throw grenade on the left trigger, and shoot is obviously on the right trigger. And your reload is going to be B, Y to switch weapons, but your sprint is on A. Now that's something I'll touch on in a moment. Your armor ability is on X, and also new is your select grenade will now be on the D-pad. Now I don't think the D-pad grenade switch will be too hard to get used to. I think that'll be pretty easy, but the sprint is going to be a little bit difficult. If you want to be able to sprint around corners and really be able to look and zoom, you're going to have to claw that A button, so that might be a little bit of a challenge, but overall, as I said, I think everyone is really happy with these Bumper Jumper controls, and I expect it to be a pretty popular option in Halo 4. So next up, let's talk about default. These are the settings that I played at E3, RTX, and Comic-Con because the Bumper Jumper settings were a little bit off. But default, I think, is a little bit of a challenge to use only because B is crouch. Now, when you're crouch jumping or just using crouch to kind of Gandhi hop, if you will, in competitive games, it's nice to be able to have that crouch on that stick. But when you don't and you have sprint on that stick, it creates a little bit of a challenge. So, of course, default will be the most popular setting because out of the box, everyone's going to be playing default, but I think players might find it a little bit hard to get used to, and I'm going to be really interested in talking to some pro players in the near future and asking them what they think about crouch on B, and I wonder if it'll be a little less popular in the competitive space. Now next up is Fishstick, which is brand new, and zoom is moved to the left trigger, so you have zoom on that trigger, you have armor ability on left bumper, throw grenade right bumper, and fire weapon on your right trigger, of course, and B to crouch, A to jump, and X to reload. Now this is a lot like a Call of Duty type setting, and really they made it so that it's more familiar to people who are coming from different FPS games. So of course your melee is also on your right stick, so it'll be really easy to pick up if we have players coming over from Call of Duty or other games. They'll be able to use that left trigger to zoom, and they'll probably find it a lot easier to use and a lot easier to get used to, and hopefully play a lot more Halo 4. I think it's going to be really interesting to play Halo with this button combination. I'm not sure if I'm going to like it, but I'm looking forward to giving that a try as well. That's Fishstick. And next up is the return of Greenfilm. This is a controller layout that I've never personally used myself, but melee is on the right stick click, and zoom moves to the right bumper. So you have grenade on your left trigger, armor ability on your left bumper, zoom on your right bumper, shoot on your right trigger. As always, crouch is B, A to jump, and X to reload. You have look melee on that right stick click, and your movement sprint on the left stick click. And next up is Recon, which has seen some attention in the competitive Halo scene, but you have reload move to the right bumper, so everything pretty normal. Aside from that, look and zoom is back to your right stick and click, and your movement crouches on the left stick. So for that reason, I definitely see this being used and being quite popular. Melee is B, A to jump, and X to sprint. So a little bit of different control settings combined in that one. That's Recon. Next up is Southpaw, where the left and right triggers and bumpers are flipped. Obviously something I've never used, but if you are a Southpaw player, you'll go ahead and use this one. And lastly, we have Boxer. Now, I talked to the MLG Pro Dursky earlier today. I showed him this controller layout, and he personally said that he possibly sees himself using this. We have melee and throw grenade being swapped, and also sprint and crouch being swapped. So melee on the left trigger, armor ability left bumper, throw grenade right bumper, and fire weapon on the right trigger. Now B to sprint, A to jump, X to reload. So I definitely see this being an option for players who might want something a little bit different than Bumper Jumper. That right there is Boxer. So thank you for checking out this video. Definitely let me know which control setting you think you're going to be choosing. For me, it's kind of between default and Bumper Jumper. I think I'm going to definitely stick with Bumper Jumper though, because B to crouch on default seems like something that I really wouldn't want to have on my control settings. And personally, after playing with A to sprint on Bumper Jumper a little while, it was pretty easy to get used to, so I think I'm going to be leaning towards Bumper Jumper, but let me know which control setting you think you're going to be choosing. It's definitely going to depend on how you play the game, what's most comfortable, your armor ability, all those kind of things are going to factor in, so let me know. Discuss it in the comments below. Of course, thanks again for checking out this video. I'll have videos every single day from packs for you, showing off new aspects of the game, so definitely like and subscribe if you have not already, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.